Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy new month. We're in December and yes, we thank the Lord. If this is your first time here on my YouTube channel, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for clicking the link to the video. Thank you so much for liking my videos. To those of you that have been subscribing, thank you so much guys. Like, I'm just so excited. So in today's video, I'm basically going to be talking about like the things that you need to do after you have submitted your common application. Like, I thought this video like would have been out before like I started the new series. So I really apologize like for the entire mix up. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about your application portal. Like, after you have submitted your common application, which is your actual application, you should have received an email from the schools 24 to 48 hours, while some of them take up to like 72 hours or even a week to send you your portal details, like your login details. Obviously, there are some schools that do not have that, like the portal. They only give you like login details to your portal after you have been accepted to the school. Well, majority of the schools, right, once you submit your common application, there you go. So I'm currently on my application portal for VCU. You can see that it's even still here, like since when I like submitted my application. And so I'm just going to open the application. So this is what it looks like. You log in with your actual login details, which will be in the email that is sent to you. Even the link to your portal will be sent to you. While some schools will tell you to activate like your student ID or your applicant ID or even your email. I know certain schools that have like that give you access to your email even before acceptance into the school. So you receiving like your school email, school ID, things like that, or applicant ID, or even student ID doesn't mean that you've necessarily been accepted to the school. Just wait till you have seen your acceptance letter. So if you are like me that wants to, check, so this is what you would see. Obviously, if you have not yet been accepted, when you just submit your common application, you basically see a checklist of like things that they need you to, do. And like so if you have also been accepted, this is what you see, like your identity, your ID number, all the documents, like the next steps that they need from you, what they need from you, and all of those things for international students, documents, and all of those things. And then you can, see like your letter. This reference number is very important. Like, once you have your applicant portal, once they give it to you via email, because any email you're sending to the school now, you need to include that reference number and your name so that they know, like, because the admissions office is receiving like a lot of emails, and so they want to be able to understand if you're saying, oh, I'm having issues with this thing. You don't want them to, the time that they will use to give you the steps to answer or solve or troubleshoot that issue, that's what they're not going to use to like send you an email like, have you submitted your application? Do you get? So to avoid that, always include your reference number, always include your name, always include the fact that you're an international student, because there are a lot of steps that are different. In the description box in my video, I'm going to drop a Google Doc for every single person. It's going to be like accessible. Once you have the link, it is basically a document that I collated showing like next steps for undergraduate students and graduate students after you have submitted your application, before acceptance, after acceptance, and before you even land in the US and after you land in the US. So it's basically like a whole checklist, a comprehensive checklist. So all of the things that you need to keep in mind, even draft of what the email that you're sending to the school should look like is included in that document. So I really hope the document is going to be helpful to you guys. But this is where you come and then you would now check, okay, sometimes you come here and you see awaiting so thing. If you know, okay, I've actually submitted this thing, then you want to send an email to them. Another thing is, before you send that email to them that, oh, I've submitted this and it's still awaiting, some schools will tell you that it takes 3 to 5 business days for it to like reflect on your portal, while some will tell you that it takes 5 to 10 business days. So do not send an email until after those days, right? Even though the school doesn't mention it, give it 3 to 5 business days. When I say business days, I mean minus the weekend. And now that it's December, a lot of schools are closing, like, when I mean schools, I mean like staff of the school. They're closing around 2 p.m. So like most of them don't do like full time anymore. So you want to like give enough time. That's why I was like, if you submit your application November 1st, you have like 2 weeks to, make sure that your portal is showing exactly what it should show, right? But then you want to also go to make sure that you're emailing certain schools. Obviously, the documents that I said I'm going to post has like an email draft or template or format that you must send to all the schools, even though your portal is saying everything's like received. You want to make sure that they have received all the documents, like they must acknowledge that they have received those documents, because sometimes it will say received on the portal and they haven't actually like received it or even downloaded it from your portal, and you know that there's a deadline for like things like your financial aid document. So you don't want to be in a situation where like, oh, by some deadline before the deadline or like by the deadline. So why is it now like giving me this issue? So that's why that email that is in the Google Doc is very, very useful, or would prove to be useful. So please, this is also the time for you to kind of create a Google Doc, like with all your schools. And I'll probably make a template for that and drop it like in my next video, like in the in the description box or in the community tab, just so that you guys can know like what I mean. I mean, like you create a template or a Google Doc with a table, like the name of the school, like all the things you need to do for that particular school. Then you tick it off if you've done it, like that, so that so when you print, so if you print it out, for people like me that like having like physical stuff, you can now actually see that, okay, this is where I am with this school. I'm done with this school. I've confirmed that they are reviewing my application. And so I like the only thing I need to do with this school is to constantly check my email. If they have any updates, constantly check my admissions portal. For a lot of schools, they are not going to send you your acceptance via email. They're going to send it to your applicant portal. Obviously, they'll tell you stuff like there's an update to your applicant portal, while some of them will not even say anything. So for me, what I did was I dedicated like one day each week that I will check all of my portals. And that's why that checklist is important, because imagine you checking the portal for a school that has not even acknowledged that they've received your application. It's just going to be like, it's chaos. Okay, like your heart just be like so anxious. And so you want to like minimize anything that's going to make you anxious. And so I hope this video helped you guys. I just need to tell you that the applicant portal is very, very important. Make sure that you have access to it. And if you do not have access to it, let the school know. And if they're now like, oh, we don't use that, then now you satisfied your conscience. Like now you are sure that, okay, you've done all due diligence. So you're just waiting for updates via the email, right? And so in your applicant portal, you also be seeing like who your admissions counselor is. And for a lot of schools, right, you now see the tab for financial aid. That's where you also like register for your classes. That's where you also like do housing like application. So it's very, very important that you actually have it. And like you have for a lot of schools, you need to activate like a lot of things to access it. Even for some schools, there are some scholarships in the schools that if you do not activate like your portal, you are not going to get access to the database to apply for the scholarship. So you might want to keep that in mind. Why is my own showing like this? Because I've been accepted into the school. So when you've been accepted, you just see this. And most times the school will now give you access to a student portal. That's where you will now be able to, pay your enrollment deposit. Like you can see on here that they put like enrollment steps. So I have to like accept my offer admission first. So when I click that, I'm going to do yes, then submit this, then take any required placement test. So yeah, I was discussing it with my students. A lot of schools have placement tests for people that want to do stuff like business or science courses. So for me that I wanted to do like accounting or just like business, I took a math placement test. The placement test is just for them to know which math class they're going to put you in. So like when I resumed, I did math 129 in my first semester. But then there were people in my class that were also doing math 151, right? But it's just because of the placement test, so that you are not repeating like what you've already done, or you are not doing something above you, and now you now have to like carry over that course. So, they're not like, that's why that placement test is there. I think for sciences, you have to do like chemistry in some schools. Some schools also ask you to do physics. Like there's a lot of things, so that's where you also register for orientation, navigate, or whatever the school is using. You see all of that. So these are all the steps that they listed for me to do, and that's what I did. So I wanted to mention that anywhere you see like requests for necessary accommodations for like accessibility, except you have like a disability or like you need this an emotional support animal or things like that, it doesn't mean like actual accommodation like housing. So please make sure that you're not registering like for the wrong accommodation, especially if it doesn't apply to you. All right, so let's like leave space or allow the people that actually need it to be able to use it. So these are the things that you're able to do. So orientation is compulsory. So upload materials. So if you've been accepted to the school and you want to enroll at that school, that means that's the school you want to go to, right? You pay the enrollment fee. Guys, please, only the school that you want to attend is this. That's the only school that you need to pay like your acceptance fee or enrollment deposit, whatever the school calls it. Orientation obviously is compulsory. What I wanted to mention that, okay, so now in a lot of schools you will now be asked to submit your official transcripts, right? But that's why I was telling a lot of people that when you do your common application, make sure that your counselor is submitting with it. So for me, what I did was when I told them I was going to bring it to them. So when I resumed on ground, I like, and then there was still like COVID then. So, well, there was no COVID. They were still like doing COVID-19 measures. So some people, they were not in office like physically. So I uploaded all my documents to them, like my actual like WIEC, my original WIEC result. I uploaded it to them, and that was what they considered official for me. So depending on the school, they might ask you that it comes directly from your school, which is why it's better for like your transcript to go with your common application submission. And I hope that helps you guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. The link to the document will be in the description box, and I will see you when I see you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope um I hope this has been, you know, very helpful to you guys, and have a wonderful week.